Hello there, I'm Eddie from Edhard. Today you are going to learn how to remove and replace a P-21883 keypad. I am extremely confident that you are capable of performing this repair with my guidance. Alright, before we start, be sure to unplug your machine from the wall outlet. For this repair you will need a Phillips head screwdriver, a knife, rubbing alcohol, and paper towels. First you will remove the housing from the base. If you need instructions on how to do that, click the link on your screen now or click the link in the description below. Once the housing is removed, take out your cell phone and take a picture of the inside of the power base so you have something to reference later.
Now that the housing is open, we are going to start removing some of the connectors from the timing board. Only remove the one on the bottom left and the two connectors on the top left. Now, using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the 5 screws from the timing board. Once all of the screws are removed, collect all of the screws and put them someplace safe. Carefully lay the timing board off to the side. Slip the housing over so we can remove the damaged keypad. Using your knife, pry the outside corner of the keypad up, enough that you can get a grip on it with your fingers. Once you have a good grip, peel the keypad off. And pull the ribbon wire out of the housing. The next step is very important. Grab your knife and scrape any dirt or glue from the area where the keypad laid. It's important to get rid of all dirt, glue, and debris. Apply alcohol to a clean rag or paper towel. Do not spray the housing directly. Use your knife to guide the paper towel around the recessed area that the keypad will sit in. If necessary, scrape and glue residue off. If you use a product like Goo Gone, make sure you use alcohol to remove the oils it leaves behind. Otherwise, the keypad will not adhere properly. Now that the inlay is clean, let's make sure the keypad fits properly. Flip the keypad over so the numbers are facing down. Lay it in the inlay. If it fits in the inlay completely, fantastic.
If the keypad does not lay in the inlay flush, get some 220 sandpaper and lay it flat like this. Run the side of the keypad that is too large back and forth on it. Keep doing this until your keypad fits the way it should.
Now we are going to remove the paper backing. If you lift up the ribbon wire, you will notice a small piece of paper backing to be removed. Now remove the larger piece of paper backing. Perfect. Now take the ribbon wire and feed it through the slit in the housing. Carefully lay the left side of the keypad in the inlay first. Now arch the keypad slightly and put the other corners in the inlay. With your hand, press down on the keypad to ensure a good seal. Flip the housing over again. Grab the ribbon wire and feed it behind the clear plastic that the timer board gets mounted on, and pull the end out the side. We are almost home. Grab the timing board and set it in place. Hold it in place with your thumb. Screw the top middle screw in first. This makes it easier to line up the other screws. Remember to use the CCBC technique. Plug the 3 connectors back into the timing board before proceeding with the other screws. That way, They are out of your way. Screw the remaining 4 screws into the timing board. The only thing left to do is to reassemble your power base. If you are unsure how to click on this video link or click the link in the description, well, what are you sitting around for? Go test your new keypad out.